Can you read me one more time what Adam Page said, please?
I just hope that when I'm old and retired, I don't lower myself to some shit-ass podcast where I trash the younger generation that's just chasing the same fortune wrestling has afforded me.
Okay, let me explain something to, and I'm going on the record here, to Adam Page, who I think is a great wrestler. Every time I've met him in AEW, he's been cool with me. We don't really chop it up, but he's been cool. I had originally met him on the cruise, on Chris Jericho's cruise, and he was real cool there too. Here's the problem, bro. The same shit we're telling you, we were telling each other back in the day, and we didn't cry about it. If somebody told Disco, hit the weights, get a tan, that's what Disco did. He didn't go, oh, what are you fucking saying, you fucking bitter veteran? Maybe listen, learn, instead of thinking we're trying to be relevant. Nobody's trying to be relevant. We run a podcast, and we keep it 100, you know? And so it's very lazy, you know, and disingenuous at best. And yes, there may be some older guys that have lost touch and they don't really know what's going on. We won't name names, but I'm still in the business. You know, I work at MLW, I work at Impact. I'm not trying to be relevant. I'm not trying to get a job in AEW or WWE. I have a job. And so if I say, hey, you know, maybe you need to hit the weights, that's not body shaming. But anyways, I just think they're very sensitive to criticism. There's a reason why they're called, you know, the snowflake generation. You know, a lot of these guys and girls were coddled by their parents, helicopter parents. Oh, I'll get that for you. Are you okay? You know, I'm not saying we were any smarter, but I know one fucking thing. When I was growing up and I was like roller skating, I wasn't wearing a helmet. I wasn't wearing elbow pads. You just fucking, if you took a fall, you took a fucking fall. And that's all there was to it. You know, and it's just different times and different mentalities. They look at it, oh, look at these guys. They're trying to be relevant by burying us. We're just trying to chase a dream. Cool, man. Go chase it. But if a veteran who's been in the business knows what the fuck he's talking about and he isn't saying it with no malice aforethought, what a tremendous legal term by a Latino while on a podcast, maybe listen and go, hey, maybe he's right, instead of trying to tune everybody out. You know, some people may be telling you shit for your own good. Hey, Booker T, you can say whatever the fuck you want. The guy was entertaining everywhere he went. He got over everywhere he went. He was champion everywhere he went. He knows what he's talking about, you know, and that's just what I have to say.
Well, I mean, I'm not even going to comment on this. You know, it's just what you said.
Is there anything I say you disagree with?
No, because what it all comes down to, all this is a case of, is this people do not like hearing criticism.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And it's like, bro, this is the funny thing, too, is like, you're going to have, like, this AEW community, okay? And you know, like, our fans of, like, professional wrestling, you know, like, wrestling podcasts, our podcast is, we open our mailbox for people to send us in questions, complete fan engagement. You can ask us whatever you want. Send the questions at k100questions@gmail.com. We answer every single one of them.
And
okay,
I've also noticed, let me just say this because it bears saying, I also noticed that if you're not like dick riding AEW or WWE, oh, you know, bro, we just keep it 100, just like the fucking title says. Right. You know, no alliances with either company. We bury the shit we don't like, and we put over the shit we like. Very simple concept.
Exactly. We review the shows because that's what our fans like. There's a thing now. Everybody likes to review shows, and like, there's a lot of marks that have podcasts that don't have any expertise that review shows and create this fan base and everything. But they're
let me show you a big difference between this generation and that generation. I'm not saying everybody, because I'm sure guys would come on the show. First of all, let me just say one thing. Back in our day, that's why when I saw Matt Hardy at Triple Mania, I told him, I go, bro, I was loving the shit we're doing with the Young Bucks because it's based on reality. I don't know if the Young Bucks would have made it in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Because the guys were more coarse, insensitive, a lot of bullying. You know, they went off Twitter a couple times. You know what I'm saying? It'd be very hard to get me off Twitter, if at all. I don't think there's anything that would get me off because I don't really give a shit. But, you know, everybody has different sensibilities, and I love Matt and Nick to death. Two of the nicest guys in the business. But anyways, I told Matt Hardy, yo, I was loving the shit you were doing with the Young Bucks. And by the way, he may be making a return on the show as Broken Matt Hardy with a confrontation with you.
Nice.
Well, that's very cheap.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that duel. But here's the thing. Most guys, and here's the difference, here's a real big difference between our generation and this generation. Most guys that are crying, instead of going on Twitter, come on the show. You're not going to be ambushed. There will be civil discourse, but they don't even like confrontation.
Yeah.
They don't even want to confront. They don't even want to dialogue. It's like, I'd rather tune you out, not fix this, not understand your point of view, just tune you the fuck out, bully you two and insult you and have all my friends pile on you and never talk this out. And that's a big problem right there. Because, our generation, if somebody calls me out, I'm going to go on their show and handle it.
Well, perfect example, Bill Maher had a great quote. When he's talking about how like Democrats and stuff don't like going on Fox News, or that some of them don't like doing his show. Right. He says like, bro, these guys like this, they do not like going on places where they're not pre-adored. Like you're only like you say, this isn't like so like it's funny too, because people don't realize, all right, that everything that we critique on this show, all right, on wrestling, these are things that we would tell the talent. Because we've done this before. We were producers. We were agents. We work with the talent. After they have a match, if you're the agent for their match, you bring them back in the back, and you go over the stuff that you thought that you liked and didn't like in the match. And so that's what I'm doing every week. I'm pointing out things like, bro, these guys wrestle completely different than what I'm used to. And I point out that there's a huge difference in what I've been brought up with and what these guys are doing in the ring. And it's not like I'm hating. I just think that if they did it, if they took our advice, it would be. I think their product would be better. It's not like we're just hating for the sake of hating. Just bro, Cornette cuts promos on these guys like they're personal attacks. We just talk about the show, the segments they do in the show, and bro, during a period of time, it's like, bro, you're not drawing 1 million fans a week. So it's not like we're hating on it. It's like the product could obviously be better. And if you don't like us pointing out flaws in a product that can be better, who is going to point out the flaws? And how is your product going to get better? If all you do is just go places where you're pre-adored, where people kiss your ass and they're talking about how great everything is. Start drawing more fans. And our tone will probably change because we'll be talking about things that are better on the show because you're drawing more fans. So like that.
And like I said, and in fairness, there's a lot of cool shit we do like and we put over. We never do shit about that.
Right. But they don't want to because all everybody wants to do is point out.
I've had guys come up to me and go, I heard what you said about me. And I go, did you also hear the good stuff I said about you? And they say nothing.
Right.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.